It is time to start talking about living well. That's exactly what we are going to do here this morning at 7:28. Lou and Michelle here, along with a good friend of ours, folks. We have Corey DeBerg here. He is from Grand Javante, and we are going to answer some questions and give you some surprising facts when it comes about talking about not an old folks home, because that's one thing. We want to take that phrase and take it off of the table, because that is not a description of what you have.
That is correct. Most people think of nursing homes, they have negative stereotypes, and those are kind of built on the fact that 20 years ago nursing homes kind of were that negative feeling, and they have changed a lot over the last 20 years, and most people don't know some of the things about nursing homes and other things that go along with them.
Yeah, because when you went to visit friends or family that were in those type of homes at that time, when you walked in, you knew it was different because it smelled like Aunt Zoe's house.
Exactly.
So that's one of the things, but that's not necessarily the case.
That's true.
Okay.
Most facilities today are much more modern. They're much more engaging. They're not your traditional older facility type nursing home. They have a lot more activities going on, and it isn't just what you think of as a nursing home that you've heard over how many years ago.
They were a lot more institutional and kind of, but now they're homier, and there's just a lot, it's a whole different experience.
Exactly. And people think that if you look at there's more than just one type of care now. It's not just nursing homes. You have nursing homes, and you have assisted living, and you have independent living. And people think sometimes that those all three are the same thing, and they're not. So if you look at assisted living, you don't have to be old and frail and sick to move into one of those. Assisted living facilities, if you need help with medication management, bathing, some other little things that you might need assistance with, they can help you with that. But you don't have to be old, sick, and frail to move into one of these facilities.
Okay.
A lot of people like the community aspect of things, and just knowing the comfort of knowing somebody's there if they do need help.
Exactly. So as you get older, sometimes it is easier to get more socially isolated. It's harder to get out. It's harder to move around. It's harder to get to your appointments. Maybe you used to host social parties, dinner parties at your house, but now cooking isn't quite as easy as it used to be.
Right.
So it gets harder to do some of those things. So you kind of naturally become more socially isolated because it is harder to do all that. But as you move into one of these facilities, you can still have a good social life, and even if not better than what you have at home, because there are constant activities around the clock, doing things. They all provide transportation to your appointments to make sure that you get out, that you're being seen. They have all these activities going on so that you can have a really good social life.
Yeah, which is one. All the things you mentioned are just check things on your list that you can just check off and not have to worry about. What you're talking about, a comfort, Michelle.
Yeah, and it is something. There's a need for it, and you also have a point on here about how as a family members and feeling bad about having to put them in some of these places as opposed to having them live with them. I mean, it's a struggle, so you're helping kind of ease that, right?
And most seniors think they're gonna feel bad if they don't live with their kids. They think their kids want them to live with them, and that's not.
On the other side, yeah.
And that's not really true.
That's not necessarily the case, right?
So the myth, people think that their kids are going to feel bad if you say no to living with them. That's a myth. That is not true.
How many parents roughly are living with their kids now? Do we have any idea?
About 15%.
About 15%.
Yeah, which is up from about 11% 8 or so years ago.
So we're talking millions.
Millions.
Yeah, millions.
You've actually seen like a 13 to 14% increase over the last few years.
Okay.
And the kids don't like this. Now, they're not going to tell their loved one that, Mom, you can't live here. But if you look at it from their perspective, they're probably hitting, retirement at this point, and now a lot more free time on their hands. They want to go out and be social themselves.
Right.
They don't have to worry about, okay, Mom needs her bath, Mom needs a doctor appointment, Mom needs a dentist today.
And I think that is really key, what you just said, and I don't want anybody to miss what you just said, we don't have to worry about, because that's what happens. The kids worry about their parents, much like the parents when you were growing up were worrying about you.
Yeah, and you have a sense of responsibility that you need to help take care of that.
If they're living with you and they're dependent on you, it's kind of your job to make sure they're taken care of. But at a point in life when you're probably getting very well established now, you're at that point their kids are gone in college, or if not grown themselves and have kids. You want to spend time with your own grandchildren, going to baseball games, soccer games, and having your own life. not having to worry about now mom or dad living with you and having to make sure that they're taken care of.
Now, what's the best way to approach this? Let's stay with that topic about kids. If maybe the parent is worried that the kid might be upset if they don't come and stay with them, would you want both of them to come visit your facility?
So we always encourage, yes, open, conversation. I guess we're very blunt people in our organization. We say have those conversations up front, get those emotions out of the way right away. Don't always assume that maybe Lou wants his dad to come live with him because maybe Lou doesn't, but talk about what your options are. And we always encourage both family, the son, daughter, and then the loved one to come visit our campus. And we can always help guide those conversations as well.
Because that is a difficult
It's a very
conversation,
difficult
and when you have somebody there that can help kind of guide that, and that I'm sure that makes a big difference.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, both parties need to be on the same page of what's going to happen. And it might take the kid seeing, the child, the kid, or the grandchild seeing that this campus isn't so bad, that they will be taken care of, and the older adult might then actually say like, oh, it won't be so bad, it'll be highly engaging, it'll be fun thing to do, and I'm not going to put that burden on my loved one as well.
See, it's something to look forward to, actually, and if you have that mindset going in, that's a win for everyone, isn't it? It's a win-win.
It is, and a lot of people, they go back to that first myth is that nursing homes, assisted living facilities are very boring, they're stagnant, they're not going to be much fun, you're not going to have any new memories. So they go into that kind of thinking that isn't going to be a good experience. But if you have an initial visit, if you come and tour one of those facilities, you'll see that it's not that anymore, and sometimes their mindset will change pretty quickly.
To be honest, just talking to you over the past several months, actually longer than that, it sounds more like a camp. Like you're going to camp and you're having fun all the time.
We are, as an organization, like we personally are trying to have more of an experience. So right now, everything trending is having experiences, doing new things. Like my generation, the 40-year-olds are all about, trying new things. So we're trying to take that theory and put it to long-term care, to assisted living, showing that, yep, it is an experience. You can do a lot of things that you never dreamed of.
The last time you were here, you were talking about they're kind of doing some things that may be on a bucket list, or things that they hadn't had the opportunity to do before.
Yeah, are any of those anybody check off those bucket list items?
So
since we last
anybody
talked?
skydiving?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
The first one is actually this week. So later this week. So
what are they going to do?
They are taking, I think, a trip across Iowa somewhere to visit unknown place or something you wouldn't probably go to on your own, kind of as their first venture.
Fun.
And then we're going to start doing some more of the probably challenging, exhilarating items on those lists.
Just baby steps, right?
Baby steps. Yep. Let's just see what's all possible first here and get comfortable.
And that's what makes it fun too. And then it sounds like you guys have parties on a regular basis too over at your place.
Yep. So again, that goes back to the first myth is they're not boring. We do a Bloody Mary bar, I think, once a week. We do
a Bloody Mary bar.
Good for you.
What
They
day
love
is that?
I don't know. I always ask to have one, and I never get one. It's so frustrating. Like, okay, whatever. But
you're really trying to give them a quality lifestyle,
exactly,
as opposed to just care.
Exactly. Instead of just sitting in your room.
Right.
They have margaritas. We do happy hours, things like that.
Yeah.
We're not all alcohol based.
No, but game nights.
Game nights, stuff like
which
that.
always sound great, and boy, they get competitive too. People are really competitive.
So we are launching, I think, in May, which I was a little bit against, but we are going to be launching a bingo night.
Ooh.
So,
I love bingo.
yeah. So again, it's not.
Can I play or not?
Come on down.
Okay, all
Come
right.
on down. You can be the caller too.
I'll be the caller. How about that? We'll go call one day.
You have a good voice for that.
Okay, we can do that. We'll have a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun, and people can really get into it. But again, talk about your facility, where it's located.
So we are located in Ackley, which is about an hour north of Des Moines on 35, and then another half hour to the east on 20.
There it is. Perfect. But
Well,
again,
it sounds like you're taking wonderful care of everybody who lives there, and really trying to, up the game in regards to how they live and what they're engaged with. And I think that's fabulous because everybody's getting older, and it's nice to have those types of options.
And we look at, the care is kind of the essential part of it, what you pay your money for, but then it's also providing that experience that you wouldn't normally have at your home. So better social experience.
yeah,
And that helps their overall health,
It does.
all of that.
And there's a lot of
for
studies that show if you have a good social life, you're engaged, you actually live longer.
But there's no way you're not going to be engaged if you're hanging out over at Grand Javante.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
Exactly.
awesome.
Great
What,
information.
what you do is fantastic. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
letting
Thank
us know
you.
about it and letting everyone know about it. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right.